This is the 2025 Ford Mustang, and I know what you're thinking. You want me to tell you about the creases and the headlights and everything, right? Pfft, yeah, sure. This is what you want. Let's go. Now, so we're going handheld mode. I just want to show you, this sound is nothing more than a 5-litre V8 and some circular steel for exhausts. There's no synthesized stuff in the cabin, nothing through the speakers. It is all Ford, all American muscle, I suppose. But for me, the biggest change and I suppose the most impressive thing is just how much this cabin's changed, because you have a look at that. There's a massive 13.2 inch touchscreen there. You got your digital driver's display. If you just mind my mess, you still got the Recaros, and they're pretty comfortable. Full electronic adjustment there. It's this switchgear. I don't know if you remember in the old Mustang, the one before this, there was all like kind of chromy switchgear. It just looked really, really old, but they've done a really good job. This is all basically in the screen. You've got a couple of jump keys here. Oh, whoops. You've got a couple of jump keys here, not too much, but you still got the original Mustang branding, and it's really, really nice. And this is kind of the most improved thing about the car, if I'm being completely honest. I'm really impressed by this because it starts to feel like a proper sports car, not just, I don't want to say just like a cheap kind of gimmick, but it starts to feel like a proper sports car. Actually, while I'm out here too, I may as well show you the boot. 402 litres of space. It's quite deep. Sorry, when I say deep, I mean that way. It's kind of shallow there, but the depth of it that way is quite deep. So you'll fit a fair bit in here. The only thing is, this is kind of pretty narrow here. So getting stuff in, you're gonna have to kind of jigsaw it, bit of Tetris, but there's a fair bit of space in there. So let's talk about this engine. So it's still a 5-litre V8, but it's still the same power as well. Ford have just tweaked it a little bit. Exhaust made it sound a little bit better, made it sound a little bit more muscly. Maybe it didn't even need that, to be completely honest with you, but they have, and they've done a really friggin' good job. So what's the Mustang like to drive? Well, I don't know, 2 words that spring to mind are just raw and kind of unfiltered. You get the really amazing sounding V8. I've got the exhaust on racetrack mode because that's the only mode you need. There isn't actually too much difference between the 3 kind of loud settings, the sports and the race mode being the top one, but you only need it in race. You get Magna-Ride suspension, which is basically just adaptive suspension, so it's constantly reading the road like thousands of times a second, and adjusting the suspension based on the surfaces you're driving on and how you're driving a little bit as well. But I will say this, I'm in normal mode right now, and it is still quite firm. It's not back-breakingly firm, but it is quite firm. Again, I'm just in normal mode, and let's see what happens when these lights go green. In 3, 2, 1. All right, throttle response is pretty good as well. And you take off and it sounds like that, just absolutely fantastic. There's been some other tweaks as well to like stability control, so I'm sure you've seen on Instagram and TikTok it should help when the back gets a little bit funny as well. In other good news, there's still the drag strip mode that lives on in the Mustang, which means you get the line lock, and that is like the pure kind of just flat out insane mode. You still get that. They haven't removed it. It hasn't been watered down for 2025, which is, again, good news. I know I said it's quite firm. We're out on the motorway now, and it's actually not too bad when you're at speed. I wouldn't mind taking this on a bit of a road trip, to be honest with you, because this ride isn't bad on highway surfaces. Plus, you've got the 10 gears in the transmission, so fuel economy would be much better than it is for me right now, because I mean, look, my driving hasn't really been a proper reflection because I've had a bit too much fun in this thing, but I'm at about 14.5 litres per 100, so I'd be really keen to take this on a road trip somewhere and just see what we can get it down to, and just see what it is as a kind of touring vehicle in general. I haven't had any complaints about the 10-speed either. It shifts pretty well. It actually learns kind of your driving style as well, and it'll adapt itself with the different shift logic or something like that, which is pretty cool. And I know, you know, and part of me was like, I wish it was a manual, but I can definitely see the upside of having 10 gears when you're cruising like I am now, because I can already see the fuel economy dropping, and I haven't really been on here for too long already. All of this does come at a price though. Like in Australia, it is pretty expensive. I'll put the price up there because I'm not going to butcher it by trying to remember the exact dollar figures. But I guess like people who buy this Mustang, it's almost like a statement piece. Well, it is a car, but like it's a statement piece as well. And I like to think of it this pure kind of no forced induction V8. It's like they're not going to be around for too much longer, realistically. Unfortunately, as sad as it is. So is it money well spent? In my opinion, if you can get your hands on one of these with the upgrades they've made, it is a much better car than the old one. It really is, just from like a comfort point of view in here. All right, that'll do it. Short and sweet. I'll catch you in the next one.